All right, good people, welcome back to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man, and we got another one for you. We got another one for you.
Yes, sir.
Calvin's still over here working on it. I don't know,
Hey, man, he's freestyling. I like it. Keep it going. Keep it going.
But,
hey, can you turn me up on my headphones? I mean, turn me up, son. My left ear.
Oh, you told me to turn you down a minute ago. I can't turn you up in your left ear. But
Okay, that's
turn
good.
you up into both ears.
All right, cool. That'll work.
So, as always, though, YouTube.
What?
Apple Podcast.
What?
He changing it up, man. Let him go.
Shop, Spotify.
Let him go, man. He freestyle.
Hey, man, we available anywhere and everywhere, man.
You scared me, bro.
We're available anywhere and everywhere. Just Google Kingly Conversations. You know what I'm saying?
We got to pre-record that, man.
Look for the logo. We do need to pre-record that.
We need to do that.
Because I be getting tired of saying it myself.
I can tell. Look, man.
We do need to
Just
hit a button. Be like, boom. And then we still just sitting here doing whatever. And it's doing the whole intro. And you're like, all right, now we can get started.
All right, let's do that, man. We should do that.
Man. So my name is Alan.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Twine. It's also known as Twine. Can I get one? Yeah, I finally got the sound, baby. Ba, 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 ba. I was so ready for that. I couldn't even talk properly in my introduction. But anyway, my name is Twine. Hope everybody is well. Who are you, sir? In the white T-shirt? Shaking your head, no?
Slang in my white tee. Slang in my white tee.
Your friend, your mentor, Calvin Hill.
All right. So
If
today's
you can't
topic,
tell, we got some new sounds.
yeah, we do, man. I'm excited for that last one that y'all heard, man. I love that sound for whatever reason. It gets me amped up. Oh, let's get ready to rumble.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Y'all doing good? Thanks for listening. Appreciate you. Hope everything is well with you on this fine Saturday morning.
He is excited about
That sound.
He just, that sound got him.
Don't
right.
do it. Don't do it.
God.
All right. Anyway, today's topic today is sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things. Babe, let's talk about sex. All right, Calvin.
Hey, this is a conversation. I feel like all men should have. Well, most men don't have somebody they're comfortable talking to with about having sex. And I can only speak for me. That's all. I really didn't feel comfortable talking to my parents about it.
Really?
No, absolutely not.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
And y'all know the background. Y'all heard the stories before. So, but I do feel like that's a conversation that a lot of men should have at the appropriate age and appropriate time when they're mature, and we allow the school system to kind of navigate those conversations, which we'll do better about it. Anyway.
That's because parents don't.
Yeah, because
at all.
Right.
Kids out here in 5th grade clapping it up and don't know anything about what's going
How
on.
are they clapping it up?
You gotta get your sound for that, bro.
Oh, you can't. Kid, but it's the truth. I mean, I know that.
It is.
So if your parents haven't talked to you about a time, because parents want to wait till you grown, because they like, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to deal with it. But if they wait till you grown, but I'm like, I know because I was in middle school and they was getting it in middle school
until you get into a situation where now we have to have this conversation.
Yeah, especially when they're forced to have it.
Exactly.
Then they want to have it because they don't know that you out here, fiddling around in middle school.
Go ahead and say it, man. Clapping it up.
Oh no, ain't nobody clapping nothing around these. No, but they are.
I mean, ain't no who know they doing it at the school. So
no, ain't no way.
What?
How
you kidding me?
That's crazy.
Are you
Listen,
kidding me?
when we was at Indian River, people was on the band hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're
they go
listening,
down the band hall because there won't be 2 classes down there. It was chorus and band.
Did you have bleachers? Did you have any location where you can close the door? Come on, man. Did you have any restrooms? What? You act like it up, man. Please.
Matter of fact, you know the band Hall at Indian River, right?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Oh, because that's because you was on the hall.
I have no. Let's move on. This ain't about
the first rule
me.
of the hall is you don't speak about the hall.
This ain't about me right now.
Okay, we're talking about sex. Let's get it.
This is not about any particular high school in the Chesapeake, Virginia area. Oh my God! So we gonna move on.
Backstroke.
Y'all hear that?
Back to the topic of sex, and all I was saying was a lot of young men or men in general don't have the discussion until after the fact, or they like you said,
or if there's ever a discussion.
Exactly, and that's why I was just wanting to bring it to the table. Let's start talking about it.
Okay,
let's start talking about it. And I was going from adulthood, but again, because of the way that I was taught.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I always throw that in there because that is a huge fact.
Way you was taught.
Yeah, the way I was taught about sex is a huge factor, and it's not taught. It's really not taught this way anymore. It should be, can be. I understand why, having done, but it should have been explained better when I was growing up. And the stance is, don't have sex before marriage. Old biblical standard. Very good. Am I clear? Clear. Okay. That's not what's taught nowadays.
It won't never. It wasn't taught when I was in school.
Okay. Again, and like I said before, we allow the education system to teach it. Well, because now the education
who fault is that?
School board, because they're in charge of it.
Separation of church and state.
Hey, they did.
And parents should be teaching parents should be teaching in their own house what they think their kids should be doing. Right. And if you don't like what the school board is teaching, teach your own kids.
Right. Now that's important. All of that is very important. Again,
because my thing, you got to teach to a standard, and the standard is kids gonna be on the band hall, and hopefully you can avoid them.
Kids are not gonna be in the band hall if you teach
listen,
them.
My guy. I was at East Hoke Middle School in Hoke County. You over here trying to be naive.
Hey, I ain't trying to be naive. I know what happens.
I know what happens too.
I know what happens.
I ain't seen it.
Again, I know what happens. And all I'm saying is
elementary school.
The conversation needs to be had.
Yes. By the parents.
That's it. Correct.
Can't do nothing about what the school board doing.
Correct.
But the parents.
Correct.
But the parents anyway.
Go ahead.
The parents need to have a conversation.
Correct.
They can't be out here being scared. Their heart can't pump Kool-Aid.
Facts.
You gotta tell them.
And they wanted to bring some kids into this world, and their heart pump Kool-Aid.
And put it on the table.
I don't know about all that.
I got boys, so I kind of
put what on the table.
I gotta tell them, hey, that's your penis.
Oh, okay. Put it on the table.
No, that's emotional, damn it. But that's what it is. You have to have those conversations, and to me, I kind of gauge it according to the child. I don't have the same conversation the same way with each child because my younger one can't handle it the way the 13-year-old handles it. You see what I'm saying? So that's for me. But anyway,
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Anyway, like he said, parents should have the conversation.
Parents should have the conversation.
This wasn't for the parents. This wasn't for them. This is for us men.
I understand that, but you had brought it up. You mentioned it.
I had. I'm just saying. I felt like I had to.
I'm just saying. Let's not pretend as though the conversation would need to be had like before they were teenagers.
Yeah.
I know that, but you were talking about, you had mentioned that the school board teaching that. From I took health in 6th grade. Mm-hmm. Whatever age that is. What is that? 12, 10, 11? 12. So 12. Mm-hmm. It would have already been too late for a lot of the people, not everybody that I was around, right. But I know at 6th grade, they were already getting it in. 6th grade.
That's why I was asking age appropriate.
And that to me.
So then the question is if your parents ain't doing it,
you're getting it from the TV or the school system.
Okay,
You getting it from somewhere.
but that's what I'm saying. So would you rather they didn't get? Because I know some adults that do not know how reproduction works.
It's stop
at all.
You doing too much.
They got stuff mad backwards. So at all, they do not know how it works at all. As far as timing and everything else, it's when it comes to having children, the having children portion or avoiding the having children portion, they have no concept of how that works. None.
Talk about it.
Right. You know why? Because they go to school in a conservative state.
Got nothing to do with it.
Actually, does because they kicked it out of the school. So so if the parents ain't talking about it and the school ain't talking about it, now TikTok gonna talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
Or the hub.
I got a question.
Or the fans.
I got a question. Age wise, is everybody in here 40?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So now I can ask this question. So comparing your sex drive, your libido, if you will, between your 20s, your 30s, and your 40s.
Okay.
All right. How would you compare those errors in time when it comes to errors?
Even Baltimore.
Go ahead, Alan.
Well, my answer is gonna be different. So if you got a regular answer,
no.
So this is why I say my answer is gonna be different. Mm-hmm. So what I didn't know and didn't find out until I was in my 30s was that I have the testosterone of an 80-year-old man, and apparently have. Don't know if now.
I know he's saying because he's saying it personally. Yeah. He's saying personally.
I personally.
He's not. It's not a generalized statement.
No, okay. I personally do. So I didn't. So even in my 20s, you never knew what you were going to get. Mentally, my libido hasn't changed. Mm-hmm. Meaning, ain't nothing changed since 16, 17 mentally.
Got it.
But doesn't matter what mentally you got if you got testosterone of an 80-year-old man, because then you got to take drugs.
Gotcha. Well, I'll let you know right now. In my 20s, I was out here trying to be a porn star. Straight up. I was out here reckless.
Dangling, swangling.
Yep.
Any way you can get it, you.
No. Not to say that I was humping everything in general, but when I was trying to get in, I was trying
a hunch in your back.
I need to go like 5 different positions and 6 different type of ways. I was out here crazy with it, man. Yeah, so that was my 20s though. I was
see that for me that ain't different. It's just now I got drugs.
Got it.
That ain't changed. That needle ain't moved.
No. I'm just
that needle ain't moved.
Well, I'm saying in my mind, when it came to sex, I felt as if that was what women wanted. So I had to be this over the top.
Oh, you know why?
Yeah,
you ain't had that 6th grade health class.
I didn't.
I'm just
saying because I didn't know. Because all women out here trying to be in the bed for an hour and a half, 2 hours. They trying to.
You got to know your partner.
So basically, I was out here just trying to perform at a level
you thought was high. It was too much.
I thought it was supposed to be. Wrap it up, B.
It's like, hey, don't you got to go to work? You got to go to work in the morning, right? Like, hey, hurry up. Hurry up.
I had one. I was like, did I do something to anger you? Like, what's happening here?
See, that's the problem.
I was like, no, this ain't what it's supposed to be. I thought it was supposed to be aggressive and hard and just.
That's why you got to ask questions. That's why you need communication.
Go all the way.
Yeah. And that's important. To talk,
deep.
Talk to your partner. Talk to them to find out. Because again, in
your 20s, you thinking about having a conversation.
But see, that's the other problem. That's why you need health class, and you can't let Pornhub raise your kids.
Well, it wasn't
because you talking about you was trying to be a porn star. That's what I'm saying. But you talking about you was trying to be a porn star. But if nobody ever had that model.
I didn't have that model. Though.
No, but that's the point. That's why I said
I wasn't watching videos. I wasn't on the internet.
I'm not saying you was studying.
Oh, well, maybe
I ain't saying you was in there like, oh, let me get this notepad real quick. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, all right, yeah. So he slapped her in the face and then spit in her mouth. Oh, okay, let me do that. Nobody said that.
Hey, if you're listening, whatever your pleasure.
Hey, whatever your kink is, man. Find somebody that likes it. Find somebody else that likes it. Whatever that kink is.
Yeah.
All
that's
that.
true.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. But
So
but again, you should have the conversation beforehand.
Man, come on. We talking about in our 20s.
no.
But he's saying what happened. I'm saying this is why we need to talk about it because you need to
you should be having you should be, you know. But see, the problem is too in your 20s. Well, depending on who you are, you might not be having a conversation if you got one partner or 1.5, 2. You might have a conversation, but if you just out here, you know, looking like the I Get Around video.
I wasn't like that. I wasn't like if I had one person, that was it. But they were going to get every piece of it.
But again, okay. So let's do it this way. Now at 40,
skip 30. Let's go to 40.
If you knew what you knew today, when you were 16, 17, 18, going into 20s. Would you handle women and yourself differently? Knowing what you know today, would you approach it differently?
Yes, I would. I wouldn't be out here trying to.
I would have. I don't know that I would have. I would have known earlier. Because what made me even go get checked was my dad told me his issue, and I was like, I wonder if this is genetic.
Okay.
But outside of that, no.
Yeah, I didn't have no genetics.
You wouldn't have changed nothing.
What
from 16 to 25, 30. You wouldn't change nothing. Knowing what you know today.
Yes.
I would change a lot of stuff.
Definitely. Because I was out here doing some extra work I ain't need to be doing.
I mean, but see, I don't.
It don't take that long.
Technique, right.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't change nothing.
I don't know that I don't know that I would.
All right. So
but that's
Calvin.
the reason, because I don't know what I would change. It's not like I don't know what I would change.
Okay. Calvin.
Give me an example of something you would change.
No. We're going back.
Go ahead.
Because me and you answered about the 20s, how we were, and then we explained and expressed what we do if we would change, and if in comparison to the 20s to the 40s, how would we do things differently? So first of all, Kelvin, my question to you is, in your experience when you was 20 years old in the area, what was it like for you?
I already had a kid.
Oh, okay, so
that changed. Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, I had a kid when I was 18.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought you was younger than that. Like not
No,
much younger. Like
it was matter of fact. All right, 17.
Oh.
17 because I was graduating, and he was born 2 weeks before I turned 18.
Oh wow. Okay.
So again, had I known, I would have done a lot different. But the approach for me growing up was don't do until.
Oh,
it was no education period. Health don't count. They just tell you that's a penis, that's vagina. These are the organs inside.
It does if you pay attention.
Yeah, it does. But this is how it works.
Yeah,
the inside.
Ejaculate, conception, the baby comes 9 months later. All right, past that.
Some people don't even know that. The people I was talking about don't even know that.
Right,
okay, that's foolishness. But
it ain't foolishness.
Yes, it is.
It's lack of understanding and knowledge. Anyway.
Yeah, and our people perish from lack of knowledge. But this is the point. If I knew some things earlier, I would have handled her differently. It wouldn't have been I'm gonna beat this in. One, I'm just saying. Y'all just try, like I said, 2-3 hours. We just getting started.
I'm trying to outpoint.
We're
going to go to the A side and the B side of the tape.
Right.
This
is not.
Let's move on.
Remember
the cassette tapes? Taking them back.
But that's not that. That's what I'm talking about. Had you been taught or handled, I would have handled things a little differently. I would have approached sex differently rather than I just wanted.
You know what? I'm glad you said that.
I see what you're saying. I mean, I didn't really approach it that way though. So
if I knew what I knew,
I see.
Yeah.
Y'all was out there trying to be Lord of Hammer Stanley.
I will be. Hey, I tell you what. It's I want it now.
I was out there.
Better get yours.
And I guess
that wasn't even like that. I was trying to please other. You know what I'm saying?
I guess for me, because my thing was I always wanted a repeat performance. Meaning repeat customers, I'll say.
Yeah.
And so I always wanted to know. I always try to look for clues and hints. Okay, maybe not this, that.
So you were attentive.
I always tried to be. Yeah.
You were trying to be
now
attentive.
that I tried to be. I'm not saying I don't know, and I'd have to ask. I don't know if I always have do the best job at it, but I try to be. But I'm also oblivious. Well, at least until I get to the beer. Like I'm oblivious most of the time. Like I don't pick up on clues. Contact clues. Yeah. I don't pick up on those.
Body language, I would definitely read up on that. And also, I think for me, why it was the way it was, like the Stanley, the Hamill thing, I think it was because I wanted to be. I was looking for a sense of approval.
Yeah.
To validate. You know, okay, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You ain't got to go to work in the morning? Like,
you there all night. Will you please get off me?
Yeah, so it was a matter of me just trying to prove myself for whatever reason it was, because of the miseducation that I did have about sex. Like, we didn't have that conversation and didn't have that talk. However, now, one thing I do say that if I had the knowledge now that I have now, and back then, my whole philosophy would be, this ain't for free. I wouldn't give it away for free, man.
Okay, that's another good point. I didn't even put that in there. Knowing what you know, you wouldn't give it to anybody. Knowing the results, and the the changes it causes in relationships. Because to me, that changes relationships.
It does.
But I'm talking from a very inexperienced perspective.
I mean, it certainly does. I won't say for everybody it does, but I mean, it does certainly. Because just like Dave was here talking about last week, it's like now everything he's doing is to try to make sure that he maintains that intimacy.
Also, being that. I'm just thinking, back then we saw our parents and, we used them as an example. However, when it came to sex, it was never expressed. So if you was in a relationship, that was a taboo thing to do. You're like, okay, we together, so.
Yeah, sit here and watch TV.
And I guess in my case.
No watching no TV. What are you talking about?
And I get the.
It was Netflix and chill before.
I'll say I don't know if it's benefit or non-benefit, because, my dad being a minister, his thing was, just like y'all know, no sex before marriage. The only thing my mother ever said was, "Don't bring no grandbabies in."
No babies.
That was it. That was. She was like, "Hey, if you need protection, I'll go buy it. I'll do whatever, but don't bring no babies in this house." So it was like I had this dual choice. It was like, do I what does one do? Because I knew there weren't going to be any repercussions if I didn't save myself for marriage, at least not in this house. Because if we were to be honest, the only reason unless they themselves are already walking that path towards whatever religious belief they have, kids try stuff.
Yep.
They just do, because so they're going to try stuff if there's not this wait. If their parents are not breathing on their neck in their mind, they're gonna try stuff. And even if their parents are breathing on their neck, if they think they can get away with it,
and that's the thing. They're gonna sneak and try to find out anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, that's what I did.
Y'all remember?
You found out.
No, right.
Y'all remember Blank Man?
Yeah.
75. What's happening?
Right. But that's what I'm saying. It was instead of having the conversations.
Yeah.
It was like you said.
Experience.
Only don't do.
Yeah, it was.
I never got the other option.
I know you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't get the other option.
I got the other option.
It was all you do.
I can tell you when that option came. I can tell you what grade I was in. 9th. Because I was still living in Panama. It was my second year in Panama, and I'm not saying 9th. I'm saying 9th because because kids are.
Yeah.
That was 9th grade for me was 13 to 14. Because I graduated at 17 also, so it was 13 to 14 when I was in 9th grade. But like I said, when I was in middle school at Irwin Middle School in Fort Bragg in North Carolina, they were already getting it in at 12.
Yeah.
So and the thing of it is, when you're in a military environment, you know what other people's parents are going through because they talk about it at work or whatever. So she felt like, hey, listen, just don't do this.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing out there, just don't. I'm not ready to be a grandmother. That was her actual words. I'm not ready to be a grandmother.
Gentlemen, we talked briefly, or we mentioned the testosterone level.
Yep. Go get tested.
Go get tested. I just put in for a request to get tested because I just want to know. So as far as you've already said that you can't really tell the difference between the sex drive
mentally. But now I just when I say mentally, because if you are diagnosed with low testosterone, generally the only reason you even go get tested is if there is an issue or a perceived issue. And so then, but in our case, we've also been going through this fertility journey, and a part of that, if you are a willing partner, men, trash dudes, if you are a willing partner with your spouse or your significant other in that process, you are also going to get tested because they need to know your motility and all the other stuff. Yeah. So as a part of that, they test everything, and that's when. Essentially, when you find out. So did they get a sample,
blood sample?
They get a blood sample. Okay, you get a blood sample. It's in your blood. You get a blood sample, right, and you're supposed to be in a range. Yeah. So, yeah. But get I mean, because you should know. But I think the only thing most people know is, I feel sluggish and lethargic. That might not be why. Because I don't really ever feel sluggish and lethargic. Like the commercials, like lead you believe the ones with like Barry Bonds and everything on there. Like, take this pill that doesn't actually work, but it gives you a good placebo effect. But you need to know because there are other health issues that can come as a result, especially if you are male presenting and you also have low testosterone. There are other health issues that can come up as a result of it, and it's harder to gain and lose weight. All kinds of stuff that it controls in the male body. I like all kinds of stuff.
So Calvin, your sex drive is low versus high. What would you say? Is about the same for you, or
sometimes I wish it would go down.
Okay.
I just told y'all the truth. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, because I nag my wife.
All right, King David.
Being real. I'm just being
you know what?
I'm being real. But I too, because I've been in a relationship for so long, it has, without going into great detail, it's gotten extremely better over the years.
Your drive?
All of it.
Okay.
The experience, everything. Yeah. It just gets better.
I got you.
So, and part of that is learning, developing, and knowing your partner, knowing yourself. All that plays a big part, man. I love it. I love it. I love it like coffee.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yes, sir.
We know how you love your dunking.
Emotional, damn it.
Thank you for that.
You better drink a cup a day. A cup a day keeps the angry monster away.
That's what they say, but I don't. When it comes to sex
it's
drive,
coffee addiction.
I think for me, it's changed. It is not as high as it used to be, but I would still. I'm all. I'm ready to go. Like whenever. If you look a certain way, like, hey, let me talk to you. But I guess for me and my mindset is there's things that need to be taken care of. So I don't really go to that as much as I did before. Like, kids need to be taken care of.
Gotta mow grass.
That's because of time. You got to take care of business. You got stuff to do.
All-Star, especially if you still trying to be a porn star,
Oh my God! No, I'm no longer trying to be a porn star. We
still trying to,
you got to get up and go to work.
6 hours.
I got 7 hours. I got stuff to do. But no, it's
8 hours.
No, it's not like that. And like you said, you
got a whole job.
Understand your partner, okay?
Right, because some people can't take that.
Yeah,
some people they could. Some people don't want that.
Some people don't want that.
Right, that too.
They take it or don't want it. Like, hey, that's enough. That's enough.
Shit, all this extra moving.
That's enough.
What are you going to the side for? What are you doing?
That's enough. Hey, why am I on the floor? Why is my neck underneath the bed? Why?
Why am I upside down?
Why?
Why is there a crank in my neck? Man, we can go through all that. But
now
anyway.
I need a chiropractor. Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
That's good for you.
So,
man, whatever.
The old chimichanga
make sure you communicate with your partner.
Yeah, communicate with your partner.
Whatever that looks like, figure it out.
I will say that.
Write it on the whiteboard.
I'm always doing things, with Ashley that kind of flirtatious, like movement, like touches every time I pass and things of that nature.
Man, that's important.
Oh, yeah.
Because women operate differently than men. Most men, like you said, you ready to go. You can blow on me wrong and I'm moving.
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. But for women, they have to.
Yeah, they have a different drive.
Right.
They're things that need to be established.
Did you know that at 20?
No, you asked me the wrong question.
Did he care at 20?
No, I was 20.
Did he care?
Thank you at 20? Thank you. I appreciate that. Did I care?
That's terrible.
No.
But I think that's probably because I think most people are in the game. At least until you.
I ain't had no complaints.
yeah, you did. The complaint department was closed.
Oh, that's what it was.
You might have had some complaints, but the complaint you couldn't hear the complaint.
You couldn't hear the complaint.
Because okay. Shut him down. How you gonna argue with that?
Sometimes, people enjoy pain.
Moving on.
Emotional damage.
Get the button, man.
No, I'm not. I don't want to hit it too many times, man. I just got it. Right. But I think that in your 20s, most of the people I knew were only concerned about themselves. It was certainly what's in it for me in this situation, and so once I'm good. Meh.
But see but no, I wasn't like that. But also, we weren't thinking long term back then. Be honest with yourself.
But
well,
he might have been.
Well, you may not have been.
So like I said,
I wasn't thinking long term.
I was not thinking long term.
It was enjoy the moment.
I was not thinking long I was not thinking long term because even while I wanted to be married, I knew who I wasn't marrying.
I wish I had the same sentiment.
And so since I knew I wasn't marrying this person, I was honest in those efforts.
I wish I was honest in those efforts.
Yeah, I've always been honest, unfortunately.
I'm honest now. I've in my latter years I've become more honest and more straightforward than I have when I was in my younger ages. Back then, I was kind of like on that, whatever I need to say to get this pocket, power you.
Yeah, but I've always had that mind. Like, if I didn't like you.
Oh, no. I needed to like you.
Yeah.
But like and marry ain't the same thing.
But I had to be almost in that ballpark.
Oh, see, I did not. Nope, did not.
There's been a few one night stands that I can't recall that I like somebody.
I couldn't, and that's probably why I'm together.
Yeah,
I couldn't. I don't tolerate.
Now I have to have that emotional connection. I changed. Is the aspect of my sexual drive has changed. It's not just physical. It's more than just that.
Yeah.
So
just trying to get that rock off.
Yeah, it's more than that. That has never been the case for me. Like trying to get to that point. Mm-hmm. That's why I was so long. I'm like, okay, I gotta hold out. Hold out. Hold the line. Hold the line.
Stand fast now.
Hey, that's what it was.
Lock your body.
Wrap it up,
man. Hey, if you ain't never been to Marine Corps, you don't even know why that's funny. I'm telling you. I'm sorry. We just gonna have to laugh about you. Laugh on your own. But if you ain't never been to Marine Corps, you don't know why that's funny at all.
Man.
But Marines will know why that's funny.
Yeah. Oh, man. Most definitely, man. That's what it was, man. So, I mean, we all had different experiences, man. Yeah. We all had different experiences, man. So, for me, that's what it was. It was more about holding the line than anything else.
Yeah.
So,
all right, man. All right. Hey,
wrap it up, B.
We done. We go.
I ain't even got no closing statements with y'all, man.
We gonna do another top of the sets.
I will say with Alan, I will reiterate, if you haven't been your testosterone, if it hasn't been tested, go get it tested, man. It
don't really cost you nothing.
Hey, also get tested for HIV, STDs,
all
and all
that
the other
stuff,
stuff.
man.
You should be tested if you're single nowadays
yearly.
And you
Definitely
please, black men, white men, whatever, women, boy, whatever.
Just get tested.
Go get tested.
Because the thing with it is, you need to know. I mean, you don't want to be surprised,
right?
Later on,
right. Even if you're married, you ain't married. Go get tested.
You know what?
That's the other part of that, because there could be
real here now because they got tested.
But the converse is also the thing. There are a lot of marriages that ain't here because they didn't get tested until afterwards. So you thought y'all were having a relationship problem or an emotional problem, and really it was a physical issue that could have been solved by some medication or planning and medication, because that's so it cuts both ways. Yeah, it cuts both ways. Definitely. But you also got to know your partners, because if your partner is like, hey, I need it 3 times a day and 4 on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Amen.
And
yes,
you
Lord.
and you out here, and you out here, low teeing it up, having to take some Cialis or going to get you a Blue Chew. Can't take that many Blue Chews a day, you might die. It is a heart medication. It ain't actually an erectile dysfunction medication. It's a heart medication.
Are there like medical testosterone boosters? Or is
there are not. Well, there are, except it's a shot. So they essentially shoot testosterone into your body, which is what some guys do. But you cannot do that if you are trying to have children. Really? You can't, because shooting up testosterone destroys your sperm count. Absolutely decimates it, destroys it. So if you're not looking to have more children, go for it. But if you're looking to have more children now or in the future, because if you start shooting up with testosterone, from what they told us, it doesn't come back. Like once you stop taking it, it doesn't come back. It just doesn't.
Oh wow!
So it's not like you can, okay, I'm gonna lay off this for a few months and consistently. Now there may be something new out now than it was 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, but that's what we were told at the time, was if you're trying to have children, do not get testosterone shots. If you are not trying to conceive, get all testosterone shots you want.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of.
You feel like you're 17 again.
That testosterone.
I need
naturally.
Whatever the reverse one is. Golly.
Well, you know what the problem is.
You ain't had no more kids.
I can tell you what the problem is. I can tell you exactly right now what the problem is. What is it? You don't do enough deadlifts.
Man,
and with that, folks,
we out. We out.
On that bombshell.
That is, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. I appreciate you riding on this journey. The conversation was sex. In regards of men having,
we have to talk about it.
We'll do a part 2 or something.
Yeah,
we'll do a part 2 on sex.
A lot of drive.
Yeah,
a lot of drive.
A lot of drive. All right.
No drive.
We'll see y'all next week.
Love y'all. Be safe out there.
Yeah.
Get tested.